Here with us. We're talking about music. Music companies have had solid third quarter earnings season, and we want to take a look at this. Is there a way to take advantage of how well the global music industry has been doing? Maybe an ETF. So check out MUSQ, a recent listing here at the New York Stock Exchange this summer, and bringing it to us right now, David Schulhof, founder, CEO of MUSQ LLC. Thank you and welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Nicole, for having me back.
You know, it's nobody can deny Taylor Swift is ruling the world. I mean, how does that, that's got to fare well for stocks, but how does that take you as someone who's been in the music industry your entire life?
Well, look, live music has always been something very unique, very experiential. You can't replace that, right? You go back decades and decades, people want to see their favorite bands. And I think this summer was the summer of like revenge spending, funflation. People wanted to go out and catch their favorite shows. So Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Ed Sheeran, Harry Styles, the Yellow Brick Road Tour, these were all monster tours. And Live Nation just reported 33% revenue jump, all right, in profitability, largely attributable to these tours. And they just announced they're doubling their output for 2024. So live music is hot, live music's on fire. It's up 10 times since COVID. And looking ahead, I think 2024 is going to be another huge summer of live music.
Are you surprised to see these numbers or not really? I mean, I know you love music and this is your passion and you've done it your whole lifetime, but are you surprised to see numbers that are jumping in this way?
Well, what's happening is that, look, ticket prices are really going up, whether it's Beyonce or Taylor Swift. Families want to see these tours, so they're buying anywhere from 2, 3, 4, or 6 tickets. There's a lot of VIP pricing that they're paying. So there's something very unique about the experience of live music. It can't be replaced through AI, can't be replaced by watching the tour. You know, I went to go see the Eras tour, in a movie theater because she did that deal, right, with AMC. I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't like seeing her at MetLife or SoFi Stadium. It doesn't even come close, so you can't recreate that. You can't replicate that with 3D eyewear. You have to go to the show. And so I think you're gonna continue to see big tours and big pricing.
And I want to get to the stocks, but just as you mentioned AI, there have been AI imposters and things like that. There's some collaboration with AI, but there's also some negative things that have been happening in the music world, right? Could you update us on that at all?
Yeah, so look, AI, first and foremost.
Are you worried?
Yeah, am I worried? No. First of all, the benefits far exceed the risks, okay? So the benefits of AI are that they revolutionize creativity, they revolutionize production, they give artists tons of sampling tools to create new music.
Right.
Paul McCartney just came out with a beautiful album with John Lennon. Edith Piaf, the beautiful French singer, is coming out with a new album. And so the tools are there. So obviously there are issues with fraud and market saturation with AI, but Universal Music Group, for instance, has set up an AI task force to monitor that. Right. YouTube is working on that. Spotify is working on that, on rooting out fakes. You saw what happened with the fake Weeknd and the fake Drake. So those are all just costs.
So you're not worried?
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Let's get to some of the names that are within MUSQ. So this is your ETF right now. You are the founder, CEO of MUSQ LLC, and this is your ETF. Are you finding you're getting inflows? Are you finding you're getting interest in this ETF?
Yeah, so we launched the fund on July 7th, Nicole. We have about $13 million already in the fund. So investors seem to really enjoy it. I just saw 13F filings from Citadel and from Jane Street. So we're getting institutional excitement around the fund. We are the first pure play music ETF to be on the market. We have 50 companies in our fund, 10 streaming stocks, 20 content, meaning recorded music and publishing stocks. We have 10 live music and ticketing stocks, 10 equipment and technology stocks that are all around AI and blockchain, and we have about 8 satellite and radio stocks. So we cover the entire music industry ecosystem. 45% of the companies in our fund are domestic, and 55% are foreign. And I will tell you, music companies just most of them reported earnings. They blew through earnings in the last 2-3 weeks. There's a reason for that. Spotify reported profitability for the first time because of price hikes, right? They raised their prices by 10%, and they had 16% increase in paid subscribers to 226 million. So that's a big winner in our fund. Live Nation was up big time. All the content companies, Sony, Universal Music Group, we're going to see what happens with Warner Music Group. They announce earnings tomorrow, but all the content companies are all benefiting from all these price hikes. You know, music continues to be the most undermonetized, overlooked, underhyped media asset. That's not me saying that, that's JP Morgan saying that, that's Goldman Sachs saying it's cheap compared to what you have to pay for all these other services, and you need to get multiple services, by the way, whether it's HBO or Hulu and Disney. So for $10 or now $11 a month, music is cheap. I think we're going to see price hikes of 10% over the next 2 to 3 years, and then we're at 500 million paid subscribers today. And I think we're going to go to 1.2 billion is what I saw in Goldman Sachs' Music in the Air report by 2030.
And that's for what? For streaming?
For paid streaming.
Paid streaming subscribers. You know, you had Taylor Swift's battle with a name like Spotify. Where do those kinds of issues fit in? Yeah,
so look, artists are important. You want to keep them happy. Taylor is sort of very unique in her own way. She wanted to buy her music. She writes her music. She wanted to buy. She wanted to buy her masters, and Carlyle wound up buying them. And so there was that big PR spectacle. But look, the labels want to keep the artists happy. The streaming services want to keep the labels happy. So everybody's working together. Everyone benefits here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So right now, some of the names that are top holdings are Amazon, Apple, Google. You also have Sony and Endeavor. And so when you think about the top holdings, you said about 50 names in the ETF. How often do you rebalance this ETF? What would you like to see for it going forward?
Yeah, so the fund gets rebalanced quarterly. We have small cap, mid cap, and large cap names in the fund. The big names are capped at 7%, right? So Apple, Amazon, Google cannot be more than 7% each in the fund. And it goes all the way down to small cap companies like Live One, like Click Digital, like Town Square Media. There's daily trading liquidity at a minimum of $500,000 a day, and the whole index is market cap weighted. And so this really gives investors a great cross-section of music. It captures all the growth, all the innovation around the music industry. Live music, ticketing, equipment tech, satellite radio. And a lot of these companies are foreign companies too that you can't trade. So we have, I think, 12 companies from South Korea.
Neat.
Yeah, companies in Japan and Western Europe. And so you really need this fund to diversify into music and get access to all those companies.
And I know you spend your time going to many events and the Grammys and Clive Davis's parties and so on and so forth. Just a final, maybe a little color or flair on this year or what's to come next year based on some of your experiences or people you've been talking to?
Yeah, so I think the big thing next year is going to be TikTok. I mean, they've announced another paid subscription service, so that'll be interesting. They have 1 billion users worldwide, 127 million in the US. By turning on the switch, right, at 1 billion, if 1%, right, of 10 million, pay $10, I mean, that's like $1 billion in revenue.
I know Sirius XM has a TikTok station.
They
but
just
how
announced
else are we going to make money off of that? Because that's ByteDance. That's not us. That's not.
Well, that'll be Sirius Radio just announced. They just put out a forward-leaning streaming service. So you'll have like a lot of streaming services to pick from. You know, everyone is a little bit different, right? You know, it's an exciting time to be in music. I mean, MUSQ is at the heart of all these exciting companies in the music industry.
Yeah, when you hit 100 million, you're coming back here to celebrate for sure. David, it's great to see you. Thank you for being here. And Sunday of the Billboard Music Awards, you were giving me the preview for that. So thank you very much. MUSQ, thank you so much. David Schulhof, founder and CEO of MUSQ.